Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many Intruder. Welcome back to Stellaris with the brand new Aquatic Species Pack, featuring new aquatic species, you were probably expecting that one, but also new mechanics, new origins, even a brand new ascension perk, and I believe that's a first for a species pack. But before we get to all of that, this here is a sponsored video. I don't even ask for this anymore, okay? New bit of Stellaris comes out. Paradox just sends me the code and a check. This game is putting Tabby through college. So, first up, would you believe a new species pack comes with a new set of species? And, okay, it's a tough one, but this might be tied with lithoids for my new favourite selection of portraits, because lithoids was great, some really cool stuff, but oh, we got some really cool ones here. So we've got Jellyfish Hat Man, or Adorable Tiny Fish. This one I like, by the way, because this one looks like it's just, you know, several fish in a trench coat. Friendly Old Man Lobster with a beard. Several of the guys at the bottom are kind of glowy, which is nice. I got deep sea glowy things. A massive Space Angler, which is terrifying. Even more explicit jellyfish. And really angry dolphin. Like, I always assumed dolphins were friendly. Why do the dolphins look so angry? But no, this is my favourite, as you may have guessed from, you know, the Empire title up there. So, it's coral, and I always like the portraits where there's more than one thing. And there's not that many that work like this. Like in mollusks, you've got the Hydra over here, and over in fungoids, you've got the teddy bear with the tentacles, but you never really get the feeling that it's more than one entity. So far, it's always felt like one entity with multiple heads or multiple appendages. I think this might be the first one I look at and think, yes, that's literally multiple separate instances of a creature sharing a single, okay, I think it's cool, whatever. Far more important is there are 4 new sets of names, and Aquatic 2 is pirate themed. You've just got Plunder and Lawrence, Silver Eduardo, Bad Luck Charlie, and just, yes, that is pretty much now my go-to naming list. From now on, nothing but pirates. And speaking of pirates,
I prefer to make a living by more adventurous means.
The flipping advisor voice is a pirate. Alright, let's get into gameplay proper here. We get ourselves 2 brand new origins. Number 1, here be dragons. So you've got a new space dragon, who's like, you know, blue and aquatic, though he does live in space, not the ocean, obviously, who just hangs around, and clearly there's going to be some events pertaining to him. I don't know how relevant he'll really be to the game, though, just because I've played a lot of Stellaris, and if my home system's being attacked, it normally means an end game thing has got out of hand, and at that point, a dragon's not going to be enough to save you. So that's cute. It's nice to have Tim the dragon just floating around, but, the other one is a bit more interesting to me, I think. Ocean Paradise, which is basically the nicest start in the game, and okay, I'm aware, of course, there is a life-seeded, but a Gaia world, you get the exact same quality of planet, but you're stuck with your planetary preference being Gaia world, making expansion really, really difficult. Here in the Ocean Paradise, no, you're not stuck with that. You still get a really good world, you get bonuses to happiness, pop growth, output, really, really good stuff without being screwed over when it comes to expansion. And this got me to thinking, if you've got a really good world that's really big to start on, how far could you actually push that planet? Well, the brand new aquatic trait is certainly going to make that a bit easier. Housing usage goes down, food, energy and mineral output goes up, and hull strength goes up for reasons I'm not entirely clear about. Now, I get screwed over a bit on not ocean world, but if I'm not expanding, that doesn't matter. And if I'm also not expanding, there's a whole bunch of traits I can take to give myself free trait points. Non-adaptive, habitability down between aquatic and, yeah, my starting world doesn't matter. And sedentary, again, doesn't matter, which gives me enough points to fund an awful lot of stuff. So, for example, communal, so I can squeeze more people onto this starting planet. Meanwhile, agrarian I chose to go for because food's one of those things you can't really get out of space. Mineral and credits you can, food not so much. You pretty much have to grow it. So having as few people as possible dedicated to being a farmer, that's going to be rather good. And you know what? I was going to go for intelligent, but I'm going to scrap that in favour of thrifting. And I've got a reason for that. If you're going to be doing a one planet challenge, you pretty much have to go megacorp, because with only one planet, you've got to be expanding with your trade outposts. So that's gonna be flipping important. Trading post just gets me star bases, because yes, without planets I'm going to be needing more star bases to fund the size of my navy, but more excitingly, another brand new one up here. Anglers. So on ocean worlds, agricultural districts are uncapped, though that's not really relevant to me. Instead, the exciting bit is no more farmers, instead anglers and pearl divers. So anglers generating food and pearl divers generating consumer goods. So my agricultural districts are also going to be producing a handful of consumer goods, meaning less districts need to be handed over to the production of consumer goods, meaning more cities, meaning more pops, and oh, this is going to be one hell of a big planet. So, say hello to the glorious ocean paradise of Seymour in a very pretty air of space too, it must be said. Huge world, happiness plus 15%, growth speed up by 10%, all jobs generating 5% more than they should, which is spectacular, and they're going to do more than that too, because that happiness bleeds through into productivity. And just look at this planet go right from day one. A single farmer generating 13 food. The governor happens to be agrarian too, which is brilliant. Up due to ocean paradise, up due to high stability, up due to agrarian, up due to aquatic, up due to the empire, and they're generating trade value too. Though, tragedy of tragedies, I think this might have changed in the last patch actually. You can't just change the trade policy on day one anymore. And to be honest, that's reasonable. It was just too good for a megacorp to show up on day one, go to the marketplace of ideas, and just be swimming in dumb amounts of unity. But yep, there's the pearl divers right there. So yeah, with a giant pile of food and minerals, they actually do make a nice few handful of consumer goods, which is great, meaning we need relatively few actual artisans going forwards. Okay, let's say we've started, yeah, pretty close to the core of the galaxy. Let's do the usual here. Get out a science ship. It is Hook class because, oh, we're a pirate-themed empire and I love it.
Anomalous space-time continuum ahead.
Okay, well that'll be the first time a pirate's ever had to say that. Marvellous. Another nice thing about Megacorps, by the way, which is I'm getting so much energy from just the trade generated from pretty much every job. I don't need a single generator district on this world, which again is really good, because we need all the districts reserved to, you know, produce the important stuff, like alloys and housing. Okay, when I say you can't on day one actually just go over to Marketplace of Ideas anymore, that's true, but it is available pretty bloody early on in, yeah, this tree. So if you want to rush it, you could easily get that within like 2 or 3 years of starting. But, Discovery is a good place to start.
Intellectual booty.
Okay, so I just unlocked a technology by doing an anomaly event, and, yeah, the game says that now. Possibly the greatest expression in the history of video games. Hello, Saxon. We've had our first encounter, and it's one of me, by which I mean it's a fish. That is the brand new ship type. Which I can't deny, by the way, I do really like. The new ship design is, yeah, kind of like a big space jellyfish, which does look really cool. That's a bit concerning. So, they moved their military ships in to intercept my science ship, and I had to jump away, because they're coming in to do, yeah, hostile interrogations. Probably best we build a fleet. They do not seem like friendly fish. Okay, I think we found the border. So we're just going to be withdrawing from Hojam immediately. And, yeah, setting up a nice border. Though, to be honest, they could just have Ulim. I feel like Ulim's not worth taking. So we'll just, yes, reinforce Nishpom and get ready for, potentially, war. Here we go, they send their regards and we hope for a productive relationship. You tried to cocky kidnap my scientist. We are not off to a good start, mate. Fish or not. Okay, all we know is they've got one planet. They might have more, we know nothing until we've done a bit more work here. And we can see their border starting to expand in this direction. So looks like they've taken this system, maybe not this one. It might be a good idea to, Okay, maybe redirect my science ships in this direction in a hurry. I don't want to just seize this. That would lock me out of this whole area up north, potentially. Ah, but here's good news, though. Potato marauders. So, I may not have the best navy, but I do have a giant pile of money. And I could use that money to pay the tomatoes to go and smash the dicks next door. Oh, a plan's starting to come together here. Okay, this border's just going to get too messy. They've clearly already scanned it. If I wanted to lock down this whole border, I'd need to, fortify 3 different borders, leaving me a bit wide open. I'd say let's not worry about it. Let's instead just say we just fortify Nigil and then focus on locking down the south. Make sure they can't get to that either. Okay, year 2213 discovery is complete. Ascension perks have opened up, but the special aquatic one can't take just yet. It's locked behind technology. So, okay. Best thing we could do for now, universal transactions. Because, okay, these guys next door, not so friendly. But other people, they will be. So, branch officers being nice and cheap to toss down, that's never gonna hurt. Here we go. 3,000 minerals to go and smash these guys, just so, you know, they can't come and smash us. Oh, go on, why not? If we could watch, by the way, I'd really appreciate it. Well, we didn't get to see it, so I guess we'll just take their word that they did a good job smashing these bastards. I mean, at the bare minimum, they have stopped being rivals of us, which possibly suggests that their fleet was sufficiently badly damaged they don't dare anymore, which is nice. In fact, here's quite the turnaround. They've become receptive. So, I mean, okay, if I can form a commercial pact with them, I'm not gonna say no. Ah, I see. Delta aliens are attacking them. We've run into those guys. We're trying to chat to them ourselves. They're plants somewhere else in the galaxy. So, oh dear, you were enjoying being the big nasty bastards right up until some bigger nastier bastards started attacking you. Not so fun, is it? Right, well, bare minimum. I'm happy to trade with both sides and then point and laugh on the border as I eat popcorn and watch them blow each other up. 1,000 energy and 50 influence. Oh, bargain, and oh blimey, devastation. Okay, that might be the devastation I paid for, I'm not sure. The nice thing is, of course, yes, in this new world of intelligence and espionage, where seeing your enemy is a lot more difficult than it used to be, megacorps have a huge advantage, which is, if you've got a corporate outpost, it basically gives you pretty much full visibility of that planet. I know everything about what's going on there. And you know what? This here is a capital planet, so it's pretty big, and over time it's probably going to generate more and more stuff. So already generating, 28 energy. Not bad. Not bad at all. Boost that 25%. And you know what, guys? You can have a free merchant in your empire. You're welcome. You know what? I'm kind of glad I didn't desperately try and rush north. Because kind of looks to me like, yes, there's some horrifying tree people who are significantly threatening the bastards next door up there. So, okay, not trying to rush that was a good idea. Okay, situation update. I've just been doing some nice expansion, eating a giant pile of systems as best we can. So yeah, we got some people who don't really want to talk to me down here, so don't worry about that. We're just shutting off the borders with them. We got a megacorp up here who seem friendly, though irritatingly. They did rush down this area and try and block me off, so screw them, I just dropped extra influence blocking them off. We're still friendly with each other, but we have also mutually closed borders because we're clearly just having a bit of a dispute over who gets to expand into this bit of space over here. However, the bigger problem would be the Citizen Union of Utak, who I've been getting on better and better with. They've just lost a war, and the trees have now moved right onto my border and started claiming territory. So, I think it might be safer to reinforce this system a little bit. I've been waiting for this for about 4 decades, actually. So, I just managed to learn terrestrial sculpting, meaning I can now do all sorts of terraforming, which, for a species that really wants to live on one and only one sort of planet, is pretty important, but no, it's more important than that. It's so important, I've just been holding on to an empty ascension perk slot for quite a few years, because now, oh my, Hydrocentric. So, at this point, we won't settle for good enough anymore. Oh no. No, 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 no. Perfect oceans for everybody, even those that can't swim. So, we can terraform to ocean, nice and cheap, which is really, really nice. And on top of that, if I'm aquatic, which I am, then the bonuses I gain from being on an ocean world get even stronger, and you can start flipping weaponizing water, because you can build a Colossus that just drowns other worlds, which is hilarious. Not sure we'll get to that, because Colossus is one a hell of a way down the tech tree, but yes, it sounds hilarious, and more importantly, very importantly indeed in fact, construction of ice mining stations, meaning you can expand the sea on ocean worlds. And this is where this all starts getting rather exciting to my mind. Because what ultimately stops you from just, continually expanding a planet forever is, sooner or later, the planet is gonna be full up. You simply don't have any districts left over. If there's no more districts, there's no more cities, eventually we'll run out of housing, we'll run out of jobs, because of course you can generate jobs using districts as well. Here we go, expand planetary sea. This is the first time I've ever seen this, so okay. It's not just a one-off, but you can do it only 3 times per planet. Fair enough, I suppose. So, we're already starting at 30, which is, as far as I'm aware, the biggest a planet can be. And we're just gonna boost that a little bit further by harvesting ice. And bloody conveniently, there's an Arctic world right here. Here we go, brand new building, ice mining station. So obviously you can only build that if there's ice, whether that's icy asteroids or icy planets. But with terrestrial sculpting, you can just take a planet you don't need and say, okay, that's gonna be an ice planet now. So there's a powerful empire to be got out of all of this. And ocean world terraforming is just so cheap. Like, dumb levels of cheap right now. I can just make this random tundra world into an ocean for 3,750. Like, change down the back of the couch for a mega corporation. Oh, here's a surprise. I was thinking we might have to do with, yes, a small war against the starfish people, because they did keep getting bloody stupid ideas about settling behind my borders. But no, it's the random slaving despots down south. I guess they need more slaves. To be honest, this border was never really properly, reinforced, so how about we just get some of that in production? By the time their ships get here, that should be absolutely fine, and my ships are ready to move out to their border. They've only got one border shared with... No, they've got a second border. Forgotten about that one. Okay, gonna be honest, didn't think these guys were going to attack me. That was a surprise. So, small war, do we care about that? No, not so much, because I can now expand the sea, presumably by using space lasers to create a giant bloody ice cube, which will then tow through a space lane back to my capital and just drop it in and wait for it to melt, which absolutely strikes me as the most reasonable way to raise the sea level, yes. Well, despite starting the war, I'm not seeing any sign of them actually coming to, deal with it. Unfortunately, we're on a nebula, so I can't see them and they can't see me. But my fleet's in pretty good shape. Let's just send it in, have a poke. I've got plasma weapons. That's the key. And plasma makes taking out, hardened enemy borders relatively easy, because star bases have not much shield, then tons of armor, tons of hull points, but they get torn to shreds by the plasma. So we should be fine. Right, in we go, and it is 1.5 versus 1.5. But as I say, with plasma on our side, I'm pretty confident that as soon as the, shields go down, we'll be able to do a lot of work very fast. So, okay, the shield's down, and now it's just plasma, and look at that. The armor is now just melting. Now it's just a question of, getting through the hull. I say that, there's 15,000 points of hull. And our ships are taking a lot of damage. A lot of damage, actually. Okay, I think we might win, but okay, we'll get back to you in a second. I may have just slightly thrown my entire fleet away against a single hardened position. Okay, I'm gonna suggest we build some new ships, like better ones. And on top of that, the killer tomatoes are going to sell me an admiral. Like, a good one, not my admirals, they're terrible apparently. Oh, but crucially, back home on the planet of Seymour, in just a second, the planet is going to get... Did it just get bigger? Did it actually just get slightly bigger? Because I think it just did. Okay, Expand Planetary C is about to happen again. And it's very important to me. I'm paying very close attention to the planet. Because can we literally see it blop bigger? Because if so, that's amazing. So, 3, 2, 1... It 100% does, I'm not imagining it. The planet actually blops bigger as we fill it up with ice cubes. White piece without border adjustments. To be honest, I feel like that's probably a good idea. Like, we aren't just slowly battering our heads against each other's brick walls. It's not a good look for any of us. Especially when the bastard starfish are just sitting here and not doing anything to let me pass. They've literally closed the borders. I may have closed the borders first, I can't remember. But they're stopping my reinforcements from getting to the front. And this is unacceptable to me. So, okay, prepare all forces, we're moving in. I mean, this is a good time to do it. They're currently at war with the trees next door. So, yeah. This here, precisely the moment to move in. Because, okay, it says superior, but that's stale information. I don't think that's true anymore. My fleet is way bigger than when that was true. And I want to be clear, this is not a war where I am being dumb levels of unfair. Okay, all I want is the territory on my own borders so I can pass through. Honestly, I'd settle for just Jubilea. I've offered them so much money, they won't take it. So really, it's their own fault their people are about to be bombed. The only slight concern is, they've activated the event where there are weird creatures in this territory. So, I don't necessarily actually want that, actually. Because if I make a claim on that, then I start a war to enforce that claim. I need to take the system to actually get claim. And I don't really want to bother. So, okay, I literally just want Jubilea. That's it. Oh, but I tell you what, though. Vanico right here. That's actually got some good minerals. So, I'll take it too while I'm passing by. Oh, glad I noticed this, by the way. That would put me at war with Utak. But I feel like, actually, what's Utak gonna do to me? They've now only got one actual way in to my empire, right here at Nishpan. So if I just, make some slight changes, put some guns on the side of this old girl, what are they gonna do? Because I don't think they're gonna do anything. Right, deploy the Killer Tomato main fleet and a backup fleet. And you're also just getting some more stuff in play. Right now, Nishpan is rapidly upgrading. It's already 2,100. It's going to be better in a matter of no time at all, which is great. There's some claims going down. I'm not too worried. This should be a super easy fight right over here. Oh, annihilated. Absolutely annihilated. Right, so we've occupied that. All fleet, please move towards territory. No, not that way. No, no, no. Definitely don't go that way. I'm putting a restriction on this system. I want no reinforcements coming through here. Alright, not my circus, not my terrifying murder monkeys. But while that's going on, unyielding, yes, that is unyielding complete. Oh, you thought we were done with expanding my homeworld? Oh, we're not, because we've also still got Mastery of Nature. So, here we go, Expand Planetary C. That's now been done as many times as it can be done. This gives me +2 max districts. Does that actually convert into planet size or not, though? I can't remember. Oh no, this is one a hell of a, yes, unfortunate bit of news for the AI. I think what they are trying to do is invade me by bypassing me and going through this area. But they haven't really factored in that, yeah, now these aliens are here. These aliens are strong enough to absolutely destroy them. Oh, well done, guys. Just well done. Nope, back on the home world, that is now 15 districts, but the size is still 33, which I believe, therefore, is now the largest planet that is possible in Stellaris at the moment. Base of 30 is, as far as I'm aware, the highest possible, and Aquatics with an ascension perk can boost that by 3. So I think 33 is now the largest planet in the game. Okay, some time has passed, and would you believe a small war in order to get a tiny bit of land turned into a several decade-long campaign that slightly bankrupted me. We recovered, it wasn't an issue. But, okay. Here's how the situation is right now. We're up to population 95 on the capital, and even then, I've still got, yes, 4 more districts to go. I've literally started tearing down the mines. The problem we've got here is not so much population. I've got 68 spare housing right now. The issue instead is, yeah, I can't generate enough jobs for everybody, but I came up with a rather good solution for that. Okay, step 1, I started genetically modifying my own people so that they bred faster, and that turned out rather nicely. But yes, indeed, I've increased everyone's living standards to utopian abundance. Now, that's nice in terms of happiness, that feeds through to productivity, and you can see my economy can definitely take it. The interesting bit, however, is when you have utopian abundance, unemployment stops being a problem. Doesn't actually generate extra crime or anything. Doesn't generate negative happiness. They're as happy as everybody else, and they're not just generating unity, they're generating science. And it's a surprisingly large amount too. Like, an actual dedicated scientific researcher is only generating 9 of each science per month. Some random unemployed person sitting at home playing on the Switch, they're generating 2 a go. That's not terrible. In fact, if we consider the conversion rate, a researcher needs 2.6 consumer goods to generate 9 science. These guys are only needing 0.8 and they're producing 2, so okay, it's a tiny bit less, but in terms of the conversion rate of consumer goods to science, unemployed people sitting at home are nearly as effective as my dedicated research team, which to be honest is just embarrassing for the scientists. On top of that, I'm just distributing as much as I can. I'm piling on amenities, output, the floating weird cylinder thing is lying nearby. Obviously, I have got a nice little science vessel in orbit. I've purchased an art monument. And yes, we are still an ocean paradise, because why wouldn't we be? So, okay. At this point, I just basically let the population rise. Though admittedly, the problem is, some people are actually trying to, emigrate, because they don't enjoy being unemployed. Well, I think we need to put a stop to that. Right, break all my migration treaties, and now my people have got nowhere to go. There we go, minus 2.9 disappears, because now they can't escape. Excellent. I am trying to purchase slaves as well, but to be honest, it's pretty difficult to do, because, one, unfortunately, no ocean world in the entire game appears to be selling slaves right now, which is a shame, because yes, it would be very difficult to actually buy people who aren't well suited to my world, because they wouldn't get all the benefits from living underwater. Generally, for the most part, people who can't breathe underwater don't do well underwater. And secondly, the slaves are being purchased so bloody fast, I just can't click on them in time. Okay, I've realised the only way I can actually reasonably buy slaves is just by clicking constantly right here, because the slaves are only there for like a split second. But if I just keep clicking, and yes, I'm aware I've basically converted Stellaris into cookie clicker, but if it works, it works. I mean, really, what I am right now is the ultimate good guy. Alright, I'm not asking these slaves to be useful, or breathing, actually, when it comes to the fact we're going to be asking them to live under the ocean. But, like, I'm not asking for anything in return. I am liberating the entire galaxy right now. If you just give people utopian rights, they kind of stop caring about the fact that you've tossed them into an ocean and they can't swim. Because, I don't know, they get, like, lots of toast or something. No, not toasters, when they're in the ocean. Wait, would the ocean... If you tossed a big enough toaster in the ocean, would it do anything or not? Ooh, there's a question. By the way, if you've never seen this before, yes, if a planet gets busy enough, you can't even see the ground anymore. It just kind of becomes a city planet. But one assumes that there is water below the bubbles. Amenities may have got a little bit out of hand, so I'm just building some hollow theatres, and also, yes, we're losing food, but I've got plenty of that floating around, and if need be, I could just buy that from another empire. In fact, to be honest, I probably should do that. That would almost certainly be way cheaper to do. Still, at this point, all the building upgrades are coming in pretty much simultaneously, so it's going to be fine. And also, John, why would you bother doing any of this when you can just set up a McDonald's on another world and they can send you foods? There is only one spare housing on this entire planet now, so the next time a slave comes through, come on, buddy. There you go. Right, so we've now filled up the entire planet. That's 190 people, but that's only filled up because, yeah, there's not enough cities. Part of the reason there's not enough cities is because there's too much farming. And as I say, we could just buy food from elsewhere. Or constantly expand the branch officers and use them to feed us. That is entirely possible. I've got enough, well, not really enough influence, but, I mean, I've got enough energy credits, so... Okay, we're gonna have to give it a go. I mean, at this point, every city is generating, yeah, 8 housing and 2 jobs, because I've taken all sorts of tax pertaining to cities and also the prosperity tree, which helps out with cities too. So, we've got to do that, otherwise we can't keep freeing slaves, and that's how we win the game. Food can currently be bought for 0.78. I will simply set up automated food trades if I need to. And to be honest, how's the... I mean, that's pretty bloody cheap. Only 2 energy for consumer goods. We could do the same with our consumer goods. Okay, back to Cookie Clicker. I am now freeing slaves as fast as I can and simultaneously converting farmland into places for them to live as fast as I can. And with just 1 more slave, 99, come on, let's bring it on, ad. Oh, I missed both of those. That's how fast slaves are selling, alright. The market is red hot. 100 unemployed pops on our home world. Magnificent. And I want to be clear, these guys are actually rather useful. Because our dedicated science lab, an advanced facility that demands special space gas, otherwise it just won't work, which is also being manned primarily by roaches, by the way. I don't know why. Maybe they're just, yes, they're intelligent, that'll do. They're managing to produce 40-odd science each. Meanwhile, down in unemployment, yeah, these random losers are actually generating 182. Now, the issue is the upkeep. I'll give you, the upkeep is poor because habitability is poor, and I am working on tax to sort that out. But, in general, this is working fairly well. I mean, everybody is so bloody happy that crime is still now at 0%. We're keeping up with amenities, just about, and people who are unemployed just don't care. And now we just set the purchasers, so as a result of that, yes, okay, fine, I've set max to 10, but it's never going to hit that. It's going to be absolutely fine. So as soon as they start coming through, in just a second, there we go, problem has now been solved. And yeah, right there, no energy credits are not as good as they once were, but it's all going to be absolutely bloody fine. Alright, the price will slowly go up, but food tends to absolutely flood the market. I'm really not worried about the food price getting out of hand. I can't help but notice I think the number of slaves is starting to slow down slightly, which makes me worried the Galactic community's gone and done something stupid, like making slavery illegal, when very obviously that's my job. I mean, look at that. Amenities is at -89, but crime is at 0. And stability is still perfectly fine at 60. It's not causing a problem. And the most baffling thing of all is, this is actually working. I mean, I assumed by now it would be on fire and everyone would be revolting and maybe this would be the most laboured setup in history for a Seymour the house is on fire joke. But no, it's actually working. This system is holding together. Okay, my alloy production's a little bit low, but then I'm really underutilising the branch officers. I could have built a load more of them, and I'm pretty sure if I just double down on that, I can keep this population supplied. Then I just double down on habitability, slowly get everybody chilling out a little bit, this can work because, crucially, you only need one thing, and in the end, that's naval capacity. And I've got naval capacity, because naval capacity is ultimately a function of starbase capacity. And I've got 22 of them between Grasp the Void and the trading post I took right at the beginning, all sorts of other bits and pieces. Yeah, 22 is a dumb amount of fleet capacity. That is absolutely fine. Going forward, I am not in any way being restricted by being on one planet, so okay, playing tall is more viable than I gave it credit for. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that there is literally the largest planet, like, actually geographically, that it is possible to have in Stellaris, and apparently it is actually bigger when you zoom in on it, and I did not know that. Alright, I always knew that there were clearly small planets and big planets. I didn't know they literally expanded when you made them bigger. That's wonderful. So that's the story of how you grow the biggest planet in the world. It's by dumping ice cubes in it. That's the new Aquatics pack. It's out today. Well worth a look-see. Link in the description below, just because Stellaris is in such a good place right now, in general. Like, I really like how the Galactic community works. I really like the variety of different stuff that shows up. It feels like, yeah, they're adding more stuff in retroactively with the Custodians team. It's just in a really good place. I love this game. I love this game so damn much, and oh, if this is just a species pack, imagine what's coming in the next proper expansion. We live in flipping hope. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been many a true nerd, and this has been Stellaris. Thank you very much, and goodbye. This is the face of death, okay? This is what my sudden death looks like. Do not engage before we arrive. Do not engage. What are you doing? I specifically said don't. Oh, no.
No, John.
Oh, he likes that. The Romans touched me.